Hey guys, and welcome back to Zola's Lab 2. So today is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. And as you guys can see, the fifth surprise in Summer of Surprises has released in Zola's Lab 2, and just Zola's Lab 2. And that is none other than the New York Party. Welcome to the fifth surprise of 7 in our Summer of Surprises, New York Party, from June 26th to July 4th. In this event, we're making a New York trip in Minecraft in collaboration with the New York Trip 2024. Upcoming events: June 27th, travel to the Loft House. June 28th, travel to the Buffalo House. July 1st, travel to the Rochester House. July 4th, this party will end and 4th of July Party 2024 will automatically begin. To get there, we'll be using the cruise ship for traveling. We have a lot of fun things planned for this event, as you can see in the upcoming events. This is going to be a fun trip by Mr. Sheep. That's right. In, a way to coincide with the New York Trip 2024, there is a full-on party based off of it as a nice little creation, which is actually really freaking cool. So, the first item we can collect in this party is the New York banner, which is actually really freaking cool. We are also going to go ahead and put that on as well. Then take a copy there. Much better. And just to clarify, that is how it looks. It looks very nice. Yes. You may come to the ultimate realization that this party is actually out a day early. This is mainly to coincide with the first part of this party, being ironically on the day that this video comes out, June 26th. Which you'll see later in the video. As you may notice, we just went into the lab office, which, if you hadn't managed to notice, is actually an airport for this party, as it says literally right here by this sign. And also, most importantly, on the front of the lab, which you'll also notice says airport as well. With that said, heading on in, we can actually see that it has been transformed into a tropical themed airport with a New York sign on the floor, made out of more summer themed stuff. As for the room itself, you'll notice how it's been transformed into a tropical themed airport, which is actually really freaking cool, which also can explain the lanterns and palm trees all over the place. With all that being said, we have the luggage area right here where Flower Sheep is located, and then we have the boarding pass area, which is, of course, guarded by Mr. Sheep, as we can see right there. Obviously, to be able to access the cruise ship right here, we need to claim a boarding pass by Mr. Sheep right here. And, well, again, Flower Sheep is taking care of all the luggage stuff, which is very, very cool. So, what do you guys think of this airport? Which is actually really cool. Comment down below and tell me what you think. This actually looks really, really nice. And if I don't know if I got to show you the lanterns up here. By the way, this is the first time ever in the entire lab's history that the flower shop is straight up not accessible. From the lab office, that is. Yep, it is completely blocked off during this party. Entirely. But it's only for 8 days, so it won't really matter. With all that being said, now that we finally are done with the airport, now we can actually take this minecart. And we are going to make our way to the cruise ship. So, let's go. As you can see, we have made a railroad here, specifically going towards the cruise ship, which is actually really, really cool. Because as you can see, you may see that it is actually going towards the cruise ship. Now, it'll make us stop here, because now we're going to have to head to the top of the cruise ship. Because what's even more crazy about all of this is that if you do go to the top of the cruise ship, let it be known that it is actually updated on top. You may think it wouldn't have been, but we weren't actually kidding when we said that we were taking the cruise ship. In fact, that book also wasn't lying about the schedule, because here it is. As you can see, what we're going to in this episode is the familiar location house. Hence why this party starts one day earlier than I originally intended. Then on June 27th, we go to the Loft House. On June 28th, we go to the Buffalo House. July 1st, we go to the Rochester House, but mainly it just says Rochester because that's in a completely different part of New York. And then lastly, on July 4th, we travel home to celebrate 4th of July. With all of that being said, here's what the cruise ship actually looks like, outside of course, showcasing the schedule. Because as you can see, it is updated, mainly for this party. And honestly, you may also notice that it is in a tropical theme, which also can explain why the trees look like this. It actually looks really, really cool. So what do you guys think? Even the fountain looks cool. It actually looks really, really nice. I personally do hope you guys love the fountain too. And the other half of this tree, that's also what it looks like. It also looks really, really nice. And if I'm going to be quite honest with all of you, that is actually it for the entirety of the cruise ship. There is nothing else here. So, what are we waiting for? Let's make our way to New York. Alright, we are now in the New York rooms. And, boy, this is going to be a lot of fun. As you can see, we got 3 different houses to tour across the party, including Rochester, but we'll get to her eventually. Speaking of which, travel to Rochester on July 1st. We'll get to that in a future episode. For now, as you can see, we have the Buffalo House, Familiar Location House, and the Loft House to all explore across the party. With all that being said, you may notice, however, though, they are locked until later days in the party. Specifically June 27th and June 28th. The only one we can unlock as of today is the Familiar Location House. So let's make our way inside. As you can see, we have the Familiar Location House banner. Picking it up, that is how it looks. And here's how it looks on literal display. As you can see, it looks very, very nice. With all of that being said, this is how it looks on the inside, and honestly, it looks so freaking cool. With all that being said, even over here looks really cool. And even, of course, doing the second entrance, we can head out here to the yard where the garage presents itself. To an extent, we can open up the garage as well. And we can see a ton of chests here as, well, they've been back here for a while. A good while at that. So, we'll keep that closed for the time being. And of course we got the table and chairs over here as in tradition. And then nothing else beyond that. Except for just the house itself. And over here, all we have is just the front of the house. We will get to these houses in the future, which is why the garage door is closed, because we can't access it just yet. Once the 28th unlocks, we will be able to access this house in the party. Alongside the Loft House, which is also why the garage is closed. So, without further ado, that wraps up this episode of Souls Up 2. The next 2 episodes will be accessing these other 2 houses that we will be going throughout the party and collecting tons more items throughout. Until next time, goodbye!